Did you miss me? That's right. After a 3-day absence, I am back making Detroit Lions content. I just kind of inadvertently took some time off. Didn't even plan to, but sometimes you just got to detox a little bit. But we're going to get back into video making today. Not sure how many videos I have coming out today. This was kind of something I wanted to talk about. But Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell got in front of the media today, and they do what they always do. Now, I want you to take this article with a grain of salt because I initially wanted to explode, right? Because you guys know how I am with the free agency and the lack of a pass rush and all this other stuff. But Brad Holmes said something last year, and he was full of you-know-what. This guy said something about Jeff Okudah, that essentially last season was Jeff Okudah's rookie year, and then we wind up trading him just a few weeks later. Like not even a few weeks, we traded Jeff Okudah to the Atlanta Falcons, who is now a Houston Texan. So I want you to take this with a grain of salt, just like I did. This is part of that deception, theatricality and deception that the general manager and the coach Dan Campbell like to do. But here's what he said about the free agent process. I don't buy this. I kind of do and I kind of don't. I realize now that Brad Holmes is not going to spend exorbitant amount of money for people that are not on our team. And I'm not convinced that he's going to spend a boatload of money for people on our team. We've got two people that we need to extend this year, St. Brown and Jared Goff. And then we got Penei Sewell the year after that. So we'll see exactly how indeed he takes care of his own. But when it came to every year in March, you have the combine that passes. Once free agency is over, we have the new league year begins. Then we have the annual league meetings where there's a lot of things voted on. The owners meet, the NFL meet, and they decide on what's going to kind of some rule changes and different things that they're going to implement during the upcoming season. And Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell were there like they were last year. Now, Brad wasn't part of the general manager photo for whatever reason. Knowing him, he was out scouting somewhere. But he was asked about free agency, and here's what he had to say. This is what he had to say today. Through our planning and process this year, we have these number one targets, speaking about free agency, and we were able to get every single one of our number one targets that we were out to get, Holmes said. It doesn't always work that way. Sometimes you might strike out on one. You got to go to plan B. You got to go to plan C. No, actually, we were able to land plan A. So if you're going to take Brad Holmes' word for it, that means that Carlton Davis trading for him, bringing back Emmanuel Mosley, bringing back Donovan Peoples-Jones, bringing in Amik Robinson, right? Or Robinson, bringing in Marcus Davenport. It would be hard for me to believe, okay, even though Brad Holmes he's trending that this is very believable, but it would be very difficult for me to believe that all of these guys, that if you tell me that Marcus Davenport is your number one edge rusher priority, y'all can't say nothing about no one else, okay? Meaning, if Chase Young was lazy, bruh, Chase Young make Marcus Davenport make Chase Young look like Danielle Hunter. That's all I'm saying, right? So you mean to tell me that the 5 guys I mentioned, you hit plan A on all of them? Part of me believes that, part of me doesn't, right? So we'll see what Brad has to talk about as we go forward to the NFL draft. Because, like I said, he's very deceptive, theatricality and deception. I think he's one of the best general managers when it comes to being deceiving heading into the NFL draft. So, and also I forgot about DJ Reader. Now, Dan Campbell had something to say about DJ Reader, that DJ Reader was, what he's going to do and blah, blah, blah. And it was something Campbell said about opposite Aiden Hutchinson that scared me half to death. That Marcus Davenport is supposed to complement Aiden Hutchinson on the other side. Now, Davenport was taken in the first round. I don't remember. You got to remind me. I've been away for 3 days. So You got to remind me. But I just don't buy that no general manager wants to look like a fool, right? Maybe L'Jarius Sneed. So you mean to tell me that Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell are sitting and they're approaching free agency, right? It's January 29th. You just lost the NFC title game and you've already talked about free agency. So now you're saying, you know what? We're going to trade for Carlton Davis III. We're going to sign Marcus Davenport, who only played 4 games in 2023. We're going to sign Amik Robinson, right? Robertson. I don't know why I want to call him Robinson. You're going to go after DJ Reader. The only one I truly believe is DJ Reader. That's the one I think from day one they had their eye on. So if you hit all plan A, I would hate to know what plan C was. Could you imagine if Marcus Davenport was plan A at free agency? What in the actual world would plan C be with free agency? But again, like I said, these guys, one of his best traits, meaning Brad Holmes, is deception. He will have you thinking, matter of fact, you don't know what to think when it comes to this guy at all. So do I buy it? I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I know that he's not going to spend a bunch of money. The biggest free agent signings heading into this season was David Montgomery, CJ Gardner-Johnson, right? This year was DJ Reader. You could say that Carlton Davis, those. But when we talk about a guy like Max Crosby, I want to play for I would want to play for Detroit. He'll never come here. Brad Holmes will never bring. The reality is very true at this point. It's very clear. Brad Holmes ain't bringing nobody up in here. DJ Reader is it. And y'all know how I feel about that whole situation. But anyway, let me know your thoughts, man. If you watched the press conference, I didn't want to watch it. I watched it, but then I said, nah, because you can't hear what the reporters are saying. So let me know what you think. Do you think that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, they hit every one of these guys, plan A, that is terrifying. I'm not going to hold you up. It ain't what I do. I'm not going to hold you up. It is terrifying to think that Marcus Davenport was plan A for the Detroit Lions. The only one that I buy as a plan A was DJ Reader. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I also want to shout out a few people. Let me bring this up real quick. Oh, I don't have it. Man, I'm not prepared. See what happens when you get away for 3 days? But I have a few new members. Congratulations. It really doesn't matter. You know what? Stick around because I might just be saying your name. I don't like wasting time in videos, so I want to be prepared, but I forgot to pull this up. So let me shout out these individuals that have just hit their month. You've seen the community posts over the past couple of days, and I didn't intend to be gone for 3 days, but one turned into 2 and then turned into 3, and here we go. We're at day 3 right now. All right, so let me shout out these 3. I think it's 3 individuals. Let me shout these individuals out that have just hit their first month on as a member. We shouted out. We have to shout out Golden FCC. Congratulations. Lag78 hit his month. Rail Andre hit a month as well. And then we look like some new people tomorrow that we're going to bring into the mix. So thank you to those guys and to the people before as well. Check the community posts for your shout out if you've been a member for a month or more. Well, I've only had them activated for a month. So let me know what you think in the comments below. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you guys. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.